What's going on, YouTube? My name is Brandon Blankenship, your Chicagoland realtor, and in today's video, I have a special treat for you, especially if you're considering making that move from Illinois to Tennessee, because I'm joined by one of my friends, Rachel, who's a realtor out in the Tennessee area. And this video is perfect for you, whether you're in the Chicago Burbs, the city of Chicago, Southern Illinois, the northern counties. You'll learn a lot, especially if you're considering making that move, and you want to make sure you stay all the way to the end, because Rachel and I have a special treat for you to make this whole process that much smoother. So without further ado, Rachel, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hey y'all, I'm Rachael Haditzes. I'm a realtor with EXP in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. That's the exact center of the state of Tennessee. And we're well known because we are just 30 minutes outside the city of Nashville. So a lot of people like to move here that maybe need to work to Nashville, or you just want to be able to enjoy all the fun that Nashville has to offer.
Right. That's awesome. And for just further ado, as well as that, this video isn't trying to kick you out of Illinois, but it's just shedding some light for those of you guys that are considering making that move to Tennessee. So, the very first question I got to ask you, Rachel, since we're both real estate professionals, is that, does a 3-bed, 2-bath, around 1,800 square feet, what's kind of the price and what comes with that? Are you looking at something totally remodeled, or are you looking at something TLC in the average price range? So can you shed some light on that?
So in Murfreesboro, where I live, the average price of a 3-bedroom, 2-bath is just over $300,000, and we have had a significant increase in home values in 2020. In 2021, we're expecting our home values to stay steady, maybe rise just a little bit, but not that huge increase like in 2020. Now, if you're looking closer to Nashville, the price of a single family home is going to be higher. Okay. You're looking at closer to $350,000 for the average price point and on up. And so a lot of people really like to move to those suburbs just outside of Nashville so that they can save a little bit on cost of living, because the median income in the areas surrounding Nashville, they're very similar to within Nashville. So there's just so much reason why you'd want to live a little bit further outside of Nashville.
Right, that totally makes sense too. And then over in Tennessee, do you guys have a lot of basements over there in your homes?
We actually don't. That's an interesting point that you bring up, because a lot of people think that they have to have a basement to be safe in a tornado, and that's not necessarily the case.
Right.
So Tennessee, you'll find some homes with basements, but not a lot. And the reason for that being is that our soil is very rich in limestone. It's great for making whiskey and moonshine, but it's very expensive to dig in Tennessee because of the bedrock that we have.
Right.
So, as far as if you're looking for a basement, we do have a few, but you're probably going to pay a little bit more for that sort of house because it is more unique in this area. And just while we're on the subject of, do you need a basement to be safe from a tornado? You don't. I don't have a basement. And what I do in the event of a tornado warning is I go to a small center room with no windows, or just a center room with no windows, usually a bathroom or a closet. And you just cover your head with your hands, get down on the floor, assume the tornado drill position, and just wait for it to pass.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense for sure. Are there a lot of new builds over there as well in the Tennessee Murfreesboro area? Because I know over here, especially in the Chicago Burbs, there's a ton of land, and I notice a lot of new builds happening over here. And those are definitely popular, especially with the low inventory for whenever anyone's watching this video with COVID going on. Everyone knows that there's a shortage of inventory on the market. So what's kind of the new build scene looking like over there?
Oh, that's a great point that you bring up, because we have got so much new construction going on in this area. It's in Nashville, in Murfreesboro, and it really in all of the cities surrounding Nashville, just due to the growth of this area and the projected job outlook of both Nashville and the surrounding cities. So we have just about every national builder here in my area, and we have several local builders as well. So you can get anything from a spec home to a semi-custom build. And I actually just made a video on that. So if new construction is something you're considering, hop on over to my channel and take a look at that, because there are some misconceptions about new construction that could clear up.
Cool.
What was the other thing I was going to say about new construction? Another thing is that just due to the low inventory, a lot of people are offering above list price, right? So with new construction, yes, there's typically less negotiation on the price, but in this market, the price is the price, at least.
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part, right.
Right. No, that totally 110% makes sense. And then, like number two that I got to ask you, I know a lot of people in Illinois are going to probably be sad about this, but I'm biased and I personally believe that Chicago has so much amazing food. So, those people relocating to Tennessee, I know from Illinois that I know they're going to miss their deep dish pizza, but, on the good side, they can, order their Illuminati's or Giordano's, frozen style out to wherever they're going to be living in Tennessee. So can you shed some light on the food scene over there, like what you guys are known for?
Yes, so we don't have that great Chicago pizza that you have. I'm sure we have a few that are from Chicago and they replicate it here in the area. However, we are known for our hot chicken. Nashville has its unique style, and it's different than buffalo chicken in that it's not a sauce. It's like a dry spice. Nashville hot chicken. Hattie B's, Prince's. If you go to some of the more popular places for hot chicken, you'll find a line out the door a block long. Like, it is that popular. But as far as other types of food, we have, Southern comfort food, biscuits and gravy, stuff that you would find at like a Cracker Barrel, just good Southern comfort food. You can find it at a lot of our local cafes and things like that.
Right. So how about like barbecue too? Because I know I've never personally been to like Tennessee or Nashville yet, but I know that's like the rave, not just the hot chicken sandwiches, which I love, but how about the barbecue over there? Because I'm really big into barbecue.
It's really popular here. Nashville has some hot spots. I would say Memphis is even more well known for its barbecue. And again, Memphis is also known for being the home of the blues, the birthplace and home of Elvis Presley. You can go visit Graceland there. It's the second most visited house in the entire U.S. after the White House, actually. So there's so much fun to enjoy here in Tennessee and good food.
Awesome. And then how about, what is the weather like in Tennessee? Because I know over here, a lot of people probably do relocate out of Illinois because, winters could be pretty brutal. But I think for me, the best way that I look at it is, whether or not you like doing winter activities like snowboarding, skiing, it's the perfect time to do so. I mean, you get tremendous snow. And, there's just different things to do for sure. And, I think the summers are absolutely incredible here in Chicago. So, it's kind of like a thing where, we just wait, we bury ourselves in the winter and we enjoy this tremendous, spring, summer and fall season. So what's kind of the weather like over there in Tennessee area? Do you guys have a traditional 4 seasons, or is it more 2-3 seasons?
We definitely have 4 distinct seasons.
Okay.
Our winters are 3 months long. Summers, the same thing. You get 3 really, really hot months. So that leaves 6 months out of the year, our spring and our fall, which is more mild and more enjoyable. So I think that's a huge factor in why so many people love to move here, is that they do want that variation in seasons. They know, okay, it's winter now. Like right now here in Middle Tennessee, as we're talking, we're in the middle of a crazy winter snowstorm. Actually, it's not even that much snow as it is ice, which makes it even more dangerous. So very, very rarely does Tennessee shut down for winter weather, but this is an unprecedented week. We've had we're going to have at least 5 days of below freezing temperatures before it can melt. So that's just really, really strange for Tennessee. Typically, winter precipitation melts the moment it hits the ground. So you won't expect too much of that here in Tennessee. Right.
That's crazy for sure. I mean, I feel like I said, whenever anyone's watching this video, like the whole US, everywhere is going through a crazy snowstorm right now, even Texas, which is, just kind of incredible to think about. But, people from Illinois that relocate to Tennessee, they're going to be built for the winters already. It's just another day over here in Illinois. But, one more question I want to ask you, and I'm probably going to be super biased again, but like I said, I think Chicago is the best city in the world. So the downtown area is absolutely amazing. When it comes to sports, we have so much great rich history when it comes to sports, when it comes to the Bulls, Bears, and the Cubs. I personally enjoy going to a lot of rooftop bars, and the Chicago architecture is incredible too, just for that. There's a lot of great nightlife going on. So what's kind of the downtown scene over there in Tennessee? I figure Nashville is that big hub where, people like to go out and enjoy their weekends, enjoy time with the family, friends, go on dates. So can you kind of shed some light on that?
Now Nashville has a really poppin' nightlife.
Awesome.
Definitely here in Murfreesboro, where I live, if I was going to enjoy the nightlife, I would drive to Nashville and probably take an Uber or something back. But there's just so much to enjoy.
Right.
On Broadway, you'll find all of the honky tonks.
Right.
Places where you can listen to some good local music. We
Right.
do have rooftop bars. We do have a good sports scene. We have the Nashville Predators. We have our hockey team, which you wouldn't think that hockey would be really big in Tennessee, but we have a great team, and we're really passionate about our hockey, believe it or not. For football, we have the Tennessee Titans. They're a pretty decent team, and a lot of people support them, and we are really big on our football between either our national or our college teams. I went to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, so I bleed orange, as they say.
Right.
But then we also have Vanderbilt here for their football program. And we do have a basketball team as well, the Memphis Grizzlies. And we also have a soccer team. That's relatively recent, but the Nashville Soccer Club has been around for about the past, 3 or 4 years. So we do have a lot of sports, and we do have a pretty big nightlife. I know during COVID, we got kind of called out on the news quite a bit for a lot of, lack of social distancing and lack of mask wearing and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you could still come to Tennessee and enjoy your nightlife. I'd suggest you be safe, but hopefully we won't have too much more of this COVID to deal with.
Right. Hopefully.
One other thing I wanted to mention on that is that Nashville is really popular with bachelor and bachelorette parties. We sometimes get a little bit of a seedy reputation for that, but there's so much that you can do in our downtown nightlife.
Right. That's totally interesting. I know a couple of my friends are about to get married, and I think we're going to do the bachelor party in Nashville. So that's so funny, but hopefully if COVID clears up, that's on the game plan. But this video is definitely perfect for anyone, concerned making that move from Illinois to Tennessee. I'm not shooing you away, but I hope this topic in this video that Rachel and I did, shed some light. But everything I'm going to link below in the description if you want to get in touch with Rachael or I, and I'm going to post links to our YouTube channel because there's a ton of great information if it comes to you making that move to Tennessee. And at the end of the day, if you're considering making that move, wherever you are in Illinois, I have a huge network of real estate professionals that I work with and network with. I primarily service the Chicago Western Suburbs. But if you are considering making that move, Rachel and I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you guys out when it comes to making that move, because Rachel and I do understand how stressful it can be, selling a home in one spot and moving to a whole nother state. So it's also great to have, two real estate professionals that are close to each other and collaborate on a daily basis and talk to each other to make sure that we take all the stress out of this process and make it as smooth as possible. But I do thank you guys for watching, and if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to Rachel or I. We'll point you in the right direction. We'll make sure we got your back every single step of the way.